What's on the horizon in the housing market in the next 6 months for Southeast Michigan or for Northwest Michigan? Is it a buyer's market? Is it a seller's market? Is there a correction? Is it the right time to buy? Is it the right time to sell?
We don't believe that there is a bubble. Also the other thing, the factor in the Great Recession that drove prices down were foreclosures. These properties went back to the bank just threw them on the market at any price to just get rid of them. The likelihood of a foreclosure problem like that now is very, very little chance of that. I mean, we've got Dan talked about the equity that people have in their home. If they do get into trouble and can't make the payment, they can put their house on the market and come out of it with equity.
The advantage that most homeowners have is that there's some discretionary level of owning a home. You don't have to sell. If the market's settled, you can wait a year or two. And if you look at the long-term history of home values, yes, it rolls, but it rolls up. So if values drop a little bit the next year because rates go up and buyer demand, as Stuart said, rates will probably go back down, which will cause values to go back up. So most people are living in homes now 10 years. So in 3 or 4 years, you'll get your money back.
We've definitely been running behind with the pandemic, but if you look back historically and you go back to the 2006 leading up to the housing crash, they were overbuilding. So now we're thinking historically, we don't want to overbuild again. Well, now we've had 14 years of below the 50-year average of single-family housing permits. We're just now catching up to where our demand was. And I believe Randy's pointed out that a lot of those houses that are being built are those upper end homes, and they're not really building the houses in that demand level, which is, closer to the median sale price.
Now is still a great time to buy. There's a shortage of inventory. Prices are going to continue to rise. So if somebody can get into a property today, they'll be better off than waiting. Also, even if they have to start at a higher interest rate, they can refinance that rate a few years from now.
Interest rates, my crystal ball tells me that that rates are going to be stable throughout the rest of the year in that low to mid 5 range. Today we closed at about 5%, so today was a good day. And historically speaking, that's still a good rate. It's still a very solid interest rate. But staying in that 5 to 5.5% range, we feel that all of what the Fed's doing with quantitative easing and all the different things to help with inflation, eventually that's going to kick in. But all of that is built into the market. So rates will stay stable with the anticipation of rates going down over the next 2 years. Buying now, even if rates are a little bit higher, the appreciation of where homes are going will outpace any sort of rate movement. So securing where the prices are, securing your very solid interest rate is always a good play today.
Economists are saying that if there is a recession, this will be a very unusual recession in that because unemployment is so low right now, it may tick up a little bit, but this will be maybe one of the lowest unemployment rate recessions we've ever had. So jobs may actually be fairly plentiful even if we have a recession, which is of course good for the housing industry.
There'll be a lot of price reductions. It's not that home values are declining, it's that people were pricing themselves ahead of the market. So you'll have those adjustments. Homes values will probably not go up as much. But still it'll be a strong market. And relative to what they experienced last year, it'll feel like a slower market. Relative to what they experienced when they bought or sold a home 4 years ago, it'll be a wild market. So it's all relative to the position that you're in. So I think when the smoke clears, 2022 will be probably in the top 5 best real estate markets in the history of Michigan. 2023 will be probably also maybe in the top 5.